Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at the prophecy about you that is ready to be unfolded. And today, starting today, is the topics that I channeled during my time off. I don't know if you guys remember, I told you I got the surge of ideas during my time off, and I was just writing them down. And I didn't want to begin these topics before I was able to handle all of the things, the loose ends that fell during my time off. Whether it has to do with my work and other things that I just didn't deal with during my time off, which I believe was very healthy for me. And so I wanted to start these topics when I was absolutely calm and truly enjoy them. I was very excited about them. So from today up until God knows how long, I'll be doing one topic after the other from the things that I've channeled during that time. So very excited. Also talking about the loose ends. I want to talk to you guys about the emails and the messages that I get. I'm blessed to have so many messages from you guys every day, and every month there are always hundreds, if sometimes I wouldn't be exaggerating if I would say even more than that, emails and messages that I get. And I always feel guilty. I always feel bad because there are a lot of times that I'm not able to respond to everybody's messages. And I do know that a lot of you get upset, and I totally understand. I mean, I totally understand, because I too, if I connected with someone, I would be upset if they didn't respond back to me. And so I just want to let you guys know that if I didn't respond, it's in no way, shape, or form being rude or not caring. Many things slip that there are some things that I up until today feel so guilty about. I just don't know how to pick them up. You know, if it was for me, and that's not an excuse, but just sharing with you guys openly and honestly in a raw way, how I'm thinking. If it was for me, I would just want to do readings, lay back on the couch and chat away and email. That's what I really want to do. But you know, with adulting and all the responsibilities, I really don't get the time to do that. So I just want to let you guys know I'm really trying my best to respond back to everyone, which realistically I know is not going to be there. But if I don't, please know that I in no way, shape, or form intend to be rude or uncaring. I really, truly love you guys and value this connection, and I'm really trying my best. And I hope one day this genuinely becomes my lucky reality, where I just do readings and sit down and connect with you guys. I hope that one day comes true, where I do my heartful mission that I really want to do, that I haven't really done yet, to do the readings and to connect with you guys. Like, this would be my dream world, and to do all the other things that I dream to do one day as well. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to put out there. But sorry for the initial chat in the introduction. Actually, I'm not sorry, because I did say I was gonna be open and share my thoughts with you guys. Okay, so let's get straight into it. What prophecy about you is ready to unfold? I'll be pulling out 3 cards from this deck. If you prefer to pick your piles, of course, using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that down in the, well, I guess it's this one then, in the description box. If you prefer for spirit to pick your pile, this is also an option, and you will find the timestamp for that as well down in the description box. All right, otherwise, let's take a look at your cards. For pile number 1, you have bubble your boundaries. For pile number 2, you have shed the tears. Oh, yeah. Let's adjust that back. And for pile number 3, you've got indulge the whimsy. Ooh. Very interesting cards, the three. Yeah, very interesting deck, and I'm happy I used it for this reading. As always, if you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, then let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you have the crystal Lodalite. Oh, did I say Lodalite? My apologies. Blue Apatite. I was talking about the next crystal. Blue Apatite. For pile number 2, your crystal is the beautiful Lodalite. And for pile number 3, your crystal is the beautiful Jade. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, I would guide you to trust your intuition, because throughout the other piles, you may understand clearly what this prophecy is about, or who knows, maybe you're meant to learn about several prophecies that are unfolding now for you, or about to unfold relatively at the same time for you. So yeah, next, for you, trust your intuition, let it freely guide the way, and once you're ready, especially if you want to know more about this topic today, and once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. If you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, welcome, my dear soul family. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And in a moment after the shuffling, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. There we go, pile 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Okay, let's see what signs we got. For pile number 1, your signs are Leo, Scorpio, Gemini, as well as Sagittarius. For pile number 2, your signs are Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn, as well as Taurus. For pile number 3, your signs are Cancer, Virgo, Aries, as well as Libra. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile using any other placement in your chart, please feel free to do that, or any other way, like using numerology and the timestamps, or using pendulum, or personally, but that was like years ago, I used to like put my hands on the screen and go like this, and I would feel an energy on one of the piles, and I would know this would be my pile, and it worked. So if you like to do that, or any other way that I can't think of, please do that the way you like to pick your pile. What resonates with you is the correct way for you. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your pile. And please note that in the next section, Spirit is picking your pile for you. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile for today's reading, welcome. This section has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And as you may know, what I like to do is assign a different tarot card to each pile. The Magician presents pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3. And I shuffle the cards around until one of them grabs my attention, and that happens by me missing passing on a card or missing pulling a card. Okay, so that is the chosen one, just like now. And my dear soul family, your chosen pile by Spirit today is pile number 3. Wow, okay. So these were the different ways in which you can pick your pile in today's reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed them and that they brought you the clarity that you need to find your pile. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And yeah, I'm very excited about today's reading. I feel like so much is going to be revealed and can't wait to get straight into them. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what prophecy about you is ready to unfold. And these are the decks that I'll be using for your reading today, as always. If you're interested, ooh, look, oh, it's not another deck. It's just the purple. It looks like it was the other way around. So, yeah, I feel pulled, I guess, to these 2 cards. We'll take them. Yeah, I was saying, if you're interested in knowing the names of any of the decks that I use, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful blue Apatite. Your significator card is the card number 20 with Bubble Your Boundaries. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Leo, Scorpio, Gemini, as well as Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Yeah, there's an emphasis on these cards. I guess we have our tarot cards for today. If we want more, we can always pull out more. Okie dokie. So let's see what our cards are. Very excited about your reading today. So right off the bat, you've got Zeus. Ooh. We'll read the little text here in a moment. All right. You've got Zeus and the Naga. Wow, that's so powerful. It almost feels like you are outer worldly, especially because of the oxygen bubble that this person is wearing outside of their environment. But let's see what this is trying to show us, and when it comes to your prophecy and what you're ready, the prophecy about you that is ready to unfold. So you've got the story of the Naga Besuki. We'll read like a small snippet of the story. So the keywords here are addiction, boundaries, as well as enablement. Okay. You've got the musician with the keyword words inspiration as well as gratitude. And you've got the Enneagram anger under the category of sin. And the other keywords are aggressiveness, bitterness, fury, rage, irritation, as well as bad mood. And finally, as your oracle card, you've got the Enneagram mystical love. With the under the category of healthy love. And the keywords are confident love, faith in love, divine love, pious love, fervent love, as well as spiritual love. Very interesting how the cards are coming together. I'm not yet able to pick up on the prophecy, but I definitely do see a particular theme, which I'll share with you in a moment. But let's take a look at the prophecy and how this plays into your prophecy. So you've got the Sun card right off the bat with the keyword clarity. Okay. We've got space. I can totally put this here. You've got the Four of Pentacles with greed. I'm definitely getting some aspects of sin here, like anger, greed. I don't know why that's there. Definitely with this story, it's about greed as well. Greed and enablement, addiction. Right. You've got the Seven of Cups with delusions. I'm starting to pick up on a very strong theme here, for sure. Oi. You've got the Three of Cups with celebration. Right, we've got more, but I want to stop there. These could be actually the clarifications. And you know what? Since I'm feeling that, I'm going to put them there and uncover them in due time. But let's take a look at your Zeus card, right? Let's take a look at your Zeus card. So your card says, because that's a powerful card there, the King of Gods, Sky Father, Cloud Gatherer, and Master of the Universe. He was the youngest son of usurper of Kronos, and liberated his siblings from their father's belly. He began a new era of cosmic rule after his victory in the Titanomachy, I believe is how it's pronounced out loud. You've got, Ed says, the cataclysmic war between gods and titans. Lightning and thunder were his to command. His most enduring symbol is the lightning bolt. Did I say a lightning bolt? No. Oh, yeah, of course I did. Okay. His most enduring symbol is the lightning bolt, his fearsome weapon of choice, which never missed its mark. It's frightening for sure. He is also associated with the eagle and the oak, emblems of his grace, charisma, and unstoppable might. His special domain was Xenia, or hospitality. Ungracious hosts and rude guests invoked his wrath. His lust was insatiable, his rage swift and devastating. He was the punisher of Prometheus, Sisyphus, Apollo, and many, many others, mortal and immortal alike. For all his faults, it was he who first proposed the creation of human beings. Yeah, Zeus. Especially with the last line, it was he who first proposed the creation of human beings. If honestly I look at your cards, it definitely adds on to the idea that I was thinking about, something being outside of your environment, the idea of how in history books, ancient civilizations, and I'm speaking metaphorically here, whether you believe in this or not, but I'm trying to take you to where I want to actually take you in terms of your prophecy. How there were ETs, or like the Sumerians called them, the Anunnaki, or the idea that there came a civilization that had a hand in, I don't know, like playing with our DNA or something. Please don't take this. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just trying to reach somewhere where I want to explain to you what's up here. And the idea of the Kabbalah, putting that along, the whole idea of the Kabbalah, where there is this unreal matrix reality, and how to wake up from this reality into your real power. is the kind of thing I'm seeing here. The Malkuth have it being the matrix that you start off to find your own power. Let's put it in better terms. The realm of duality, where there's light and shadow, and from that realm you learn more about your powers. You find the truth. This is how a soul evolves, going down in order to go up. Learns from the chaos in order to find their power. So that's what I'm trying to say. Where is the prophecy? There is something about finding the happiness, finding the beautiful state of gratitude, happiness, the higher vibration of exponential growth through divine love, or the balance between the feminine and the masculine energy within and without. And so there's something here about your cards. And again, I'm leading up to your prophecy, but I want you to kindly be patient with me so that I explain it very well in terms of what I'm seeing. When there is lack of unity, which is what we're here to do, right? In this realm, find the unity between the yin and the yang, incorporating the shadow with the light, and so on and so forth. Not to over explain this. I am seeing something about when there is a split, we lose our power and we start depending on other things that anyone who does not have their power have to depend on. Like, take for example, if you are self-confident and someone tells you, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, oh, you're this, you're really not going to feel affected, because you feel whole in yourself. And in fact, you feel a little bit sad for this person giving out this criticism. You think, I hope they don't speak to themselves in this way. What makes them behave in this way? They must feel unstable in one way or the other. And you are thinking, yes, of course, you want to put boundaries, of course, because this is someone who's not in control of themselves, but you're also compassionate towards what they're feeling, because what would make a normal person do that, right? So in the same way, when you are not in balance, you try to reclaim power through other ways that would give it to you, like through anger or invoking fear towards other, or being greedy, like wanting to have everything, because this feeling of not feeling full on the inside is not there. And so you have to fulfill it. When there is emptiness, it has to be filled one way or the other. And so when there isn't a balance between the feminine and the masculine within, one would try to find it in other ways, right? They would be lost with the Seven of Cups delusion. They can't see through. Now, here's the thing. We are definitely higher vibrational beings, and most people who are awake can feel, even from at an early age, that this is not the right environment. They remember an old memory of home. They remember a higher state of existence. They remember a more I don't want to say civil, but higher vibrational way of living and being. And so they feel foreign to their environment. Something within them, still with Zeus here, remembers the state of a higher power, remembers the light. And so, as I was saying with the tree of life, maybe I should draw this for you and show it to you so that you're able to imagine with me. There you go. So very quickly, this is the Malkuth. This is like the kingdom, the earth. And right there is the Kether, the oneness that got split into two, the feminine energy, Bina, and the masculine energy, Chokmah. So relating to your reading here, let's say this is the Kether, Bina, Chokmah, right? the masculine and feminine energy right there, there's something about your prophecy, and we'll find out in a moment, where you're going through all these paths of growth, something that has to do with uniting the divine masculine and feminine energies, which is the most important thing within first, um, in order to see it without, and finding your light, finding your true power, or maybe humanity. We'll find out, but there's definitely something. There's something about people being entrapped, right? Oops, what was there? Okay. So there's something about humanity, or someone, or some people, or all of us in the modern world being entrapped, but it's also a bell, a wake-up call, right? From what looks like power, scary power, but maybe we don't have to like try to tap out, get me out. Maybe it's finding the throat chakra, the voice within, masculine and feminine energy turning into light and not being entrapped. So I'll show you how this makes sense in a moment. Just like music, it's something we hear, we can't catch, right? And so energy is similar. And there's something about finding the power, not trying to get the power. What is that? Not trying to get the power from the outside, but really realizing that true power is in the vibration, it's within, and you don't have to be entrapped by anything. You are that power. Nothing, nobody around you, the people that you feel like are imposing things on you, or even taking it bigger on a political level in any part of the world, there's something about everyone can find their real power from within, and not by trying to control the outside, but finding it from within. That does not mean like don't go to work, don't deal with the things that you have to deal with, of course, but knowing that the true power is within. Okay, I think I've explained this part very well now. Now we can move along with what we've understood through your cards here to what prophecy is what prophecy about you is ready to unfold. That's better. Okay, so we can see here that you can recognize that it's not the right environment. I feel like for this pile, with all of the sophisticated messages we're seeing in your cards, this is definitely a pile that is very aware, is awoken, can see that has power with the lightning bolts here, that they're not aware of, that they're not using yet. Prophecy. Now is the time. What is the prophecy? I think if we reveal these cards, now that we've understood what's going on, celebration shows that you're very close to, my dear pile number one, celebrating something massive here with the Three of Cups. But yeah, let's reveal these cards to actually, after we've understood the messages of the cards, actually reveal this prophecy. So you've got the Ten of Wands explaining the Sun card, clarifying the Sun card. You've got the Five of Cups with regret, clarifying the Four of Pentacles. You've got the Seven of Pentacles with the keyword progress. Clarifying the Seven of Cups, 7-7. This could be a number you've been seeing maybe lately. It's a synchronicity in your reading. Or maybe it says look out for the sevens. Another 7. The Star. Wow. With the Three of Cups. Oh my God, this is very powerful. It's definitely showing that you're going to reach something here with the Star card, that you came here to do something that was prophesied, it seems. Oh, Star. Something that has been prophesied for you to guide, because the Star card is the guiding light. It's a major arcana. It's a guide. You're here to guide a particular type of transformation with the butterfly. And it has to do with a hardship that maybe humanity goes through, and help others find the light. Because here with the moon, you see with the Five of Cups, there is a lot of sorrow due to them not recognizing their light. There's regret, there's sorrow, all these lower vibration emotions guiding to the light. I would say, if I look at your cards, there's something about you being a massive guide. There's something prophesied here for this pile about you being a guide, a powerful guide. I almost feel like you're not from here, but came here to be a guide. Something feels like that. And angels, maybe you're from another planet, another realm, another world. There's something very powerful here about you that's coming here to be a guide. You might think this is crazy, but I don't think this is crazy, because that seems to be what the cards are showing here. And it looks like, whether through your speeches or through your example, maybe you're simply just living and growing, and your growth is an example, or maybe through something that you are doing, which I'll try to find out as much as I can how, but it looks like you are a guide here for sure. And there's something about you that's so brilliant, that was able to warp time in a way that is inexplicable. There's something so brilliant about you that no one foresaw coming, that perhaps with the warping of the time, you were able to, or you're going to be able to take others light years. You're going to create some form of light years progress that couldn't possibly be created in the regular evolution unless you warped time one way or the other. And that's the brilliant energy about you. I know this might sound crazy, but wait. Just, I don't think actually, with this pile, I don't think you would be getting a strong message like that. This is your pile. And I'm sure, I'm just going to have faith that the people listening totally get this. So yeah, I'm just going to trust the process, trust the cards, and trust that you are the right hand that clicked on your pile. Right. So how are you going to do that? There's a massive celebration here. I feel like with the eyes looking up and the stars is up, there's something about a massive evolution, a massive movement of evolutions through sound. So for some of you, this could be what you are about to say resonates with the sound, will resonate with so many others, creating a crazy yet so simple sort of massive evolution with mystical love, by getting in touch with the real love, internal love of the divine unity of the masculine and the feminine. How are you going to do that? It really blows my mind. There's something here about the healing with the sun card, healing with the star card. That's what's in common, especially that it's in conjunction to the Ten of Wands and the Five of Cups, which is about heaviness, carrying so much, perhaps karmic debt, responsibilities, carrying so much heaviness, so much weight, so much dense energy, due to sadness, regret, greed, anger, all of the lower vibration. So I'm going to find out, as we're now, we now understand the prophecy, but like, what are you going to do? What is the prophecy that we've understood so far? How is it unfolding for you? How is it unfolding? How is it ready to unfold? What's ready to unfold? Because I feel like right now you are at a pinnacle with the Ten of Wands, at a pinnacle of an energy that, and it looks like it's a bubble that's about to burst, leading to light. So with the moon in the background here, it looks like so many aren't able to see, are entrapped and they're going to see the light, find their power. What are you going to do? Delusions. Seven of Cups, delusions. Oh, are you going to show them that the suffering and the heaviness they're going through is a delusion? Are you going to help them find their power? I'm so curious. What are you going to do? Inspiration and gratitude. I'll get it. I will capture it, I'm sure. Oh, the frog. Kissing the many frogs until you find a prince. This is me just being frantic until I catch it. So kindly be just a little bit patient. What about we go to your story? Usually going to the story opens my mind up to the reading, because we've just figured everything out. Now it's time to realize we've seen the prophecy. We want to see what's about to unfold. So the Naga. Let me bring the page right away. Right. Begawan sought out Naga Besuki, a guardian dragon, to help pay off the debt of his gambling addiction son, Manik. The unrepentant son kept reverting to his old habits, and Begwan eventually stopped helping him out of embarrassment. Manik bypassed his father and summoned the dragon to demand for more gold. Enraged, Naga Besuki incinerated him in response. Begawan begged for mercy, and Naga Besuki revived his son on the condition that he would be condemned to live in the mountains forever to atone for his actions. You know, as I'm reading this, a crazy idea popped up. This, for one reason or the other, it reminds me of the story of Adam and Eve, the snake, the original sin, the coming out of Eden and being entrapped. You see what I'm trying to say? So if we take that example metaphorically, I told you guys, there's something about the stories that just brings it all together. So if we look at this metaphorically, there's a large bell, a large sound. Look at the guitar, the musical instruments. These are not guitars, I know. It's an ancient instrument. I don't know its name. My apologies. So the different instruments here and the bell, there's loud throat chakra here that can't be missed. Especially that you have the goddess Saraswati in the Sun card, which is the goddess of creativity, writing. So it's either through your writings, your words, the creative way in which you express yourself, that is apparently helping humanity find their God power, their real power, unentangling themselves from this trap and through finding their power. I don't know what you're going to do, but going back to the story of the original sin, I would say there's something about you that has to do with waking up, you know, especially with the tree of knowledge. I feel, dare I say here, I feel you're expanding people's minds with the Seven of Cups, making them see something beyond their vision. Maybe some things with the Seven of Cups that were called delusional before. And you're gonna show people that there is an easy way to find power, that it doesn't have to be the hard way, you know, that they don't have to work hard going to the Malkuth, that it's so much easier with the Kether. Like, for example, let me give you a quick example. It's like work harder, work smarter, not harder. Working harder, for example, to heal health, and this is not me giving any medical advice or even agreeing with this, I don't know, I'm just like sharing the thoughts as they come. One would exercise, eat healthy, I don't know, take all the supplements, do this, do that, and I'm all for that, by the way, all for it, don't get me wrong. But as opposed to working with energy, for example, like realizing that through sound healing, vibration, for example, or pranic healing energy, imagination even, one can be in their best form of health. That does not negate one or the other, but I'm just trying to metaphorically show you that the prophecy that's unfolding for you here seems to be guiding others, showing them a much easier way to unite their divine masculine energy and feminine energy, that shows them, it lets them experience the energy of true love for the first time. It fulfills them, and so they no longer have to rely on anger, greed, the sins, so to speak, and find their way out of this entrapment where they are no longer controlled. The energies in the readings these days are so powerful, guys, that sometimes I don't know why. I feel like a little bit worried just saying them, but I'm just gonna say whatever. I'm like, whatever happens, happens. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing here in this pile. How are you gonna do it? You're gonna do it through the throat chakra, all the musical instruments and the bells. Maybe you are a singer, maybe you're going to write a song, maybe you're going to do something creative, by the way, with the goddess Saraswati. It doesn't just have to be the sound. Maybe you're going to do a movie, maybe you are, or a documentary, maybe you are, I don't know, podcast. That could be another thing. Maybe you're a speaker. Maybe you are actually, oh God, this would be awesome if you do that. Please do share. And I will be very happy to share it with everyone. If you do like something about the sound bath, sound healing bath, maybe you're gonna find something brilliant with sound healing that works as a sound bath for everyone. Yes, like so advanced with the time here, like light years advanced, that it just boop, helps people heal and go straight to their divine power. Something about integrating the shadow and the light, and finding their God power within. That's really what I'm seeing here. That's your prophecy. It looks like you're becoming ready for it, and it's about to unfold. It's about to unfold, because with the Ten of Wands, there are so many hardships now that are ready to end. And you are playing a massive role in this pile with regards to that. You are going to be pioneering with the Three of Cups, a celebratory movement, a movement that actually succeeds, is one that is ahead of its time. Perhaps that makes sense because we're moving from one era to another, a more advanced era, from the Pisces to the Aquarius era. And there's something about the middle time between the Pisces and the Aquarius. Maybe, I just realized something that I think nobody talked about when I look at this picture, when I look at how the time's warping. But maybe others have talked about it, let me know. But look at that. There's something about how the in-between time of Pisces, the power of Pisces and the power of Aquarius, how this is so important, that potent time of how these two are connected, that leads to this powerful revolution. So in my opinion, this is a time where you came here at exactly that time. TikTok, that is your time right there. You may be just sitting, listening to your reading and going, like, okay, fine. How is all this going to start? Like, if I look at my everyday life, how is that going to happen? Believe me, you came here during that gap of time exactly now. That's like the prophecy. You actually came here to do. And so this is the time where your throat chakra is ready to speak out. This is the time with this God power that nobody can stand. Nobody can hold this power, right? Nobody can entrap you. And so you're helping others find this power too. And so even if you're sitting, as I was saying, not realizing how is this going to happen, I'm sure most of you are like, I know how this is going to happen. I've got my podcast, I've got my book, I'm a speaker, right? But others, if you don't know yet how this is going to happen, know that this is your prophecy. You don't know how things are about to unfold with the Seven of Cups in the wildest ways, the type of people with the Three of Cups you're going to meet, the opportunities you're going to encounter, the things that you already have with the Four of Cups that will allow you to do this. And specifically with your story, with the Five of Cups, the things that you have gone through that have led you with the Seven of Pentacles up to the point where you are now and how things are about to unfold. And so if you want to know what's about to unfold for you, I'd be very happy to check that out for you. But I think you need more light here. You're the light. Let me turn on the light and I'll be back. There we go. Every time we talk about your light, we turn on a light. So yeah, you're enlightening others. There's something about forbidden knowledge here, about the unity of masculine and feminine energy, something like that. Maybe you're gonna find out, or something. Anyways, so how is this about to unfold right now? This prophecy. Can you believe in this pile? You're playing a major role in massive awakening, light years, like taking humanity light years into finding their power. It is really crazy. And it's truly an honor that I'm doing a reading like that for you guys. Wow. Right. So how? What's about to unfold that will allow you to tap into all of that? Okay, we've got one more card actually. What's about to unfold for this pile, allowing them to do that? So you've got the Hermit, introspection. I told you there's something about you accessing this knowledge on your own. You know what you remind me of? Like I told you, you already have a memory. This pile has a memory of this energy, of this God energy, this Kether energy. You already have that memory. You're already in tune with it. So there's something about you, as crazy as actually this is not crazy. This is what ancient knowledge teaches us, that it's all within us, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. It's sometimes hard with our brains to understand how one can go in and get this knowledge. The thing is, you're not. Isn't this with the decadence very close to what we've been seeing, the greed, the anger, and all of that, right? What else did we see? I can't remember. Oh yeah, the addiction and all of that, right? Like holding on to something and leaning into, let's say, corruption because of loss of power. And there are secrets coming. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. It looks here that you are about to figure things out on your own. Like, I totally understand now as I'm channeling your thoughts and understanding what your pile is about. Like, why I suddenly want to go, hey, I just want to tell you a message like that. I totally understand for the first time why secret knowledge is secret. Because you know why I sort of worry? It's not about the channel or anything like that. It's more like, I want to tell you so that you do your mission, but at the same time, is it saying out loud going to like get into the wrong hands? But then I gotta trust if I'm supposed to say it, I'm just gonna trust that, use my throat chakra too, just saying it like it is and trusting the process that it must be revealed on the outside, I guess. But for the first time, I totally understand why the knowledge is secret. Perhaps it is to protect it, right? So anyways, I digress. My apologies. Your reading is so profound. And you have the Five of Wands with rivalry. Weren't we just talking about the rival energy? The Five of Wands, power in front of power. Power in front of power that is not just equal, because this is higher, that is actually higher, and thus cannot be beaten. There's something about real power here that cannot be beaten. And so I guess it's time. It's just time. It is time right now between the two eras for the secrets to come out. So how is this going to happen? You won't believe it. It's not happening on the outside world. No one's coming, shake your hands and give you an opportunity. There's something about the secrets in the closet. You, in this pile, are going to come across information. Some of you are going to read information. Some of you are going to meditate and find it. Some of you are going to be hit with a brilliant idea that just makes sense as you are working on your creation, writing, drawing, creating a movie, any creative thing, whether I've mentioned it or didn't think about, through your creativity. There's something about hold your pen, hold your instrument, whatever it is that you're doing, and just go with it. You will be in access with divine, mystical knowledge. You will uncover a lot of secrets, hidden secrets. And with the Tower card, believe it or not, but that's your prophecy. And it's going to be done as calm as ever. Through the calmness here, you don't see anyone doing anything crazy. Through the tranquility and the calmness, and without like power or whatever, wars or anything like that. There's something about when the secrets are out that you will be given, that you will connect to. There's a mass liberation with the Tower card, because here something is contained. When the Tower card comes, it is talking in your reading about liberation, mass liberation from the corruption or from the lower vibration to a higher one. There's something about your work. It's prophesied here. I will say it boldly. There's something that is prophesied about you through calmness, absolute calmness, a massive revolution and freedom, allowing others to find their light, their power calmly, not through the usual way, which made everyone entrapped, but through the calmness, which is an equal power that cannot be beaten. That everyone is with the star rising, just like the sun rising. Everyone is suddenly rising. I'm so curious. So you're going to discover it. What are you going to do once you discover it is the final question I want to ask for this pile. I can see a lot of throat chakra, but let's try as much as possible to understand what the throat chakra is talking about here. Once you discover this, what is the medium like? What are you going to do here is what I'm trying to pick up on. You're going to discover it, end the pain, the secrets out of the closet, and through the eyes, through the learning, through the eyes, through the learning, through the seeing, a revolution happens that cannot be rivaled. And how are you going to do that, my dear pile one? The habit, dependency. That's the devil card. Temperance is the healing. So there's something about with the habit, you see the addiction or the habit of going to the lower vibration. And actually the temperance reminds me of the two energies, which goes back to the reading and ties everything together. There's something about your work that will do with the masculine and feminine energies within. There's something about moderation, finding the balance point between the two that will liberate others from habits. So I think you're more going to be focused on, you're not going, do this or retaliate or nothing like that. There's something about the mood here. Helping others quietly find the balance within the feminine and the masculine. That will be this massive, before its time, revolution of masses finding their power. And that will be the most brilliant war against that confinement. Just simply, easily, quietly going out of the matrix into the light. Very deep reading. I must say it's one of my favorites. Good luck with what you're doing, whether this is through sound, healing, your writings with the goddess Saraswati, through your singing, through your creativity. You're just going to channel it, and it's going to be brilliant, because through your channeling, you're so connected to that energy. You're going to reveal the closets, and that alone shatters this, let's call it matrix, and for people to find their light. And if this reading is meant to come out, then I trust that we are all meant to heal it. It's out now. And my dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations on connecting right now to this prophecy. My heart is with you. I hold so much love for you guys. Thank you so much for this passion. And yeah, massive changes are about to happen for this pile. All the best of luck with that. You're going to be doing it calmly, easily, and you are going to be heralds to the new era. So, my dear pile number 1, if you've enjoyed your reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Ooh, look at that move. I guess I'll just take that card. Today, we're taking a look at what prophecy about you is ready to unfold. I can't wait to get into your reading. Pile 1 was super interesting. Let's see what this reading is all about. Very quickly, before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Lodalite. Your significator card is card number 9 with Shed the Tears. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, oh, look at that. There's a split right there. Oh, you got 2. Whoa, gotta be careful here. Right, so if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn, as well as Taurus. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Yeah, let's do that. And let's get straight into it to see what prophecy about you is ready to unfold. Right, so we've got 2 of these cards. You've got the card Sisyphus, right, which was mentioned actually in pile number 1. So if you're drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it. And you've got, of course, the Sphinx. All right. We'll read these cards in a moment and see how they're connecting to the rest of your cards. You've got the story of Radden Mas with the keywords love, sacrifice, as well as complications. I'll read you a small snippet of the story in a moment, and very excited to see how all these stories are going to tie up together to talk about your prophecy. Fate, the fate, right. And the keywords here are accepting help, as well as the keyword guidance. Can I place this here? Yeah, I can totally do that. Okay. You've got the card, the Archer, again with the keywords biding your time, as well as planning ahead. And finally, your last oracle card is the Enneagram Rejection. It's under the category of fundamental injury. And the keywords here are put away, repulse, eviction, refusal, exclusion, as well as banishment. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. You've got, wow, right off the bat, success. The 6 of Wands. Okay. You've got the 3 of Wands with experiencing. Okay. the Empress with creativity. What prophecy about you is ready to unfold? The Seven of Wands with the keyword stress. This almost makes me feel like it's not different hands. It's almost like it's different timelines. And which timeline are you going to step into, or something like that? It almost feels like the prophecy can be played in different ways. It leads to it's like, how are you going to live it and go through it, is what I'm seeing. And let's put your deck to the side. Finally, you've got the card Ten of Swords with Rebirth. Yeah, very cool. And we've got one card covered for now. Let's keep it right there in the middle. So, what is this prophecy that is ready to unfold? Let's take a look at your cards. So, Sisyphus, you've got King of Corinth, grandfather of Bellerophon, and probably the forebear of Creon and Corinth, a wicked, greedy, duplicitous, and often cruel man. Few mortals have dared to try the patience of the gods in so reckless a fashion. His visceral, implacable, let me check. Implacable hatred for his brother Salmonius motivated him to wed the man's daughter, Tyro, just so his sons might fulfill a prophecy to kill their grandfather. Gosh. He was cunning too. He outsmarted Autolycus, cow thief and son of Hermes, interfered with one of Zeus's lust-fueled abductions, tricked Thanatos into shackling himself, okay, and manipulated Persephone into releasing him from the underworld. After escaping death twice and enraging a handful of the most vengeful gods, Sisyphus was finally sentenced to push a boulder up a hill forever, eternally straining under the delusion that he might succeed. Oh. Well, you can clearly see the idea of someone paying for their long, bad, like malicious intentions and bad wrongdoings. Especially that he had this visceral, implacable, I believe that was pronounced. I just checked it and forgot. Hatred for his brother. Implacable, it was. Hatred for his brother. So, yeah, there's like a lot of evil here, in my opinion. And let's see what the Sphinx card says. Enigmatic, hybrid, and deadly. She bore the head of a woman, the body of a lion, the wings of a bird, and a limited sense of humor. She was sent by none other than the queen of the gods, Hera, to punish the city of Thebes, fulfilling a curse placed on Laius and his line. While the Sphinx might have been just as lethal and just as terrifying to look upon as other monsters, she was one of a smaller class that possessed the power of speech and human-like intelligence. She barred the road to Thebes, killing anyone who could not answer one of her riddles. That is, until Oedipus fatally outsmarted her. Okay. Very interesting pile, I must say. The archer, like nipping it in the bud sort of thing. And speaking of fate, wow. Okay. If I'm to look at the timelines here that you're stepping into, the options that you have, and how you're going to experience this prophecy is up to you. But the destiny is one. So the fate. So there's a fate here. Something is fated. How you're going to do it or go about it is your choice, but the fate's going to happen, right? I'll take a moment. Well, you know what could tie all of this together? Let's take a look at your story, right? We have a great idea of the energies in these two cards. Let's finally take a look at the story here of Raden Nas. Ooh, found it right away. Story from Singapore. Let's see what it says. Love, sacrifice, as well as complications, right? So Raden Mas was born from the forbidden love between Pangeran, a warrior prince, and a commoner woman. Their love led to Raden Mas's mother's demise and the banishment of her father. Despite laying low and living happily with her father for many years, Raden Mas soon found herself in peril once more. Eventually, she sacrificed herself to save her father's life. This card regales a tale full of betrayals and deception. Oh, right. Like Radan Mas, you may find yourself in situations where deceit threatens to obscure your path. This is a good opportunity to assess your relationships and environment for those that would cause you harm. Despite that, love is also present in this card. Right, it's starting to become clearer for sure, especially that the Empress is centering your reading. Love, right? So love here is centering your reading. Prophecy is a prophecy about you that's ready to unfold. You're winning something that used to beat you. But why is this a prophecy though? Well, if we look at shed the tears and all of the swords, yeah, the betrayals and the hurt, I don't know, there's something very interesting here. It seems to all be talking, if you look at your cards, about betrayals and pains. Do you see that? Some massive power, or maybe a group of people or a person or something, that constantly hurt you and cause you to cry a lot of tears. It went straight to your heart. It hurt you so much. And you were riddled with the Sphinx. You really couldn't outsmart this person in terms of their evil and wrongdoings. And there's something about a prophecy of you winning over this person that once rejected you and pushed you and hurt you. But this isn't like a small story, because it looks like you really couldn't figure this out. Maybe it was a bigger power. It could be a sibling for some of you. We did see a hatred. Like, it doesn't have to be a sibling. It could be someone so close to you, but so sinister also, that caused you a lot of pain, and you just couldn't figure out how to get your power back. It looks like you're going to nip it in the bud. It's fated for you to succeed over this person. Now, experiencing it was fated for you to go through this experience, but the story doesn't stop there. It's also fated for you, my dear pile number 2, to outsmart this person and win over them, for you to experience that winning over them. Before. Well, you were refused by this person, constantly rejected. It caused a massive injury. You know, your story and this prophecy of yours reminds me of the phases that a soul goes through, all but just all in one lifetime. How the soul goes through the experience, just like the Garden of Eden. It goes through this story of bliss, like a child being born and everything is so good. They don't have to worry about anything. They just have to exist They still don't have a sense of self, and they just they're just loved, and they're experiencing the world, and then the ego develops, and then the massive transformation, the maturity, and the death, as in the transformation. There's something about this whole experience all in one lifetime, where you experience a massive power that makes you cry, um, and it boggles you for the longest time with the Sphinx. You genuinely don't know how to deal with this form. Let's call it bullying, this form of bullying, or this person, depending on how this resonates specifically for your story, your soul story in this lifetime, that caused you a lot of pain. It is fated for you to win over this form of imposition, this form of great power for your soul with experiencing, to know, to understand and learn how to deal with this sort of energy, and to never be obstructed by this form of power imposition ever again. So as you go through this fate in this lifetime, whatever story your soul is going to go into, like if you come back here again, or you evolve into a higher realm, or whatever you go through after that, you will no longer in this lifetime and afterwards, um, as a soul, not know how to deal very well with this, with the sort of power. It will no longer affect you, and that's what's happening here on a soul level. You're just like the Empress. You're transmuting that energy, giving birth to something, giving birth to a new form of power. Exactly. Now, here's the thing. There are many ways that you can overcome this. It doesn't matter. Like, don't overthink it. Don't go, oh, I didn't do that particular thing, which means I failed this mission, this prophecy, and I will not be able to celebrate my win over that. Because there are different ways, and I don't know why you need to hear that. Maybe you could have things in your mind, oh, that was a long time ago. It's too late now, or I haven't done the things, like I could have responded like that, or I could have done that. I don't know exactly why you're getting this card, but there's something here with the Seven of Wands about you feeling like this is too empowering. But the Seven of Wands teaches us that we are standing at a higher plateau, meaning that no matter how much the challenges are, you are always at an advantage if you get this card and you're able to beat it. So this talks about there are so many different ways and possibilities, and that's your choice in how you're going to overcome this. You might, with all of these possibilities, choose to, oh, I'm going to fight this person, or oh, I'm just going to ignore this energy, or I'm going to beat it in this smart way, or I'm going to beat it in that way. There are so many possibilities in how you can do this, just like a math equation. At the end of the day, how you get to the answer differs from one person solving the equation from another. There are so many possibilities in how to solve this equation. One person will go, oh, I use division. Some people will go, oh, I use multiplication. Oh, I've divided the fraction up and down. I've done this, I've done that. Each one, to each their own. So there's something about, you don't just have one advantage, you have a plethora of advantages. But one thing's for sure, like I keep saying, you are going to experience winning over this in this lifetime. That is the prophecy here. And you are going to overcome this pain with the Ten of Swords. The rebirth here again is very powerful. And you are going to find with the Lion your power, that which you have endured for a long time. So the camel here makes me feel like you've, in this particular lifetime, endured some form of rejection or malicious type of pain over and over. So this malicious type of pain and betrayal is going to differ from one person listening to this pile to another. Some of you, it's like pain with power, what is it? Authorities. Some of you, it's pain of loved ones. Some of you, it's romantic pain. It's really going to differ from one person to the other. But here, the main key is that you couldn't figure it out. It's like, it really puzzles you with the Sphinx. You're like, how can one deal with a power like that? So for some of you, it's authorities, for example, and you're like, but they have the power. What's in my hand to do? Like, no matter what I want to do, they have the power. Some of you, it's love. It's like, what am I gonna do? You can't make someone love you, force them to love you, and so on. It's good. It's like, it doesn't matter what it is for each one. What matters is that everyone listening to this pile is enduring that type, overcoming that type of power, where there's rejection, there's great maliciousness, some form of visceral hate or envy, even for some of you here. Someone who's outsmarted you, like they can go to great length just to hurt you. Or simply you just don't know how to deal with it. What is it called? Passive aggressive type of power. Passive, it's like that gray area where you can't put your finger in it and go, you see, that's wrong. But at the same time, you are living the consequences of it. So what to do about it here is kind of the energy I'm picking up. Right. So how are you prophesied? Because it's ready to unfold now. That's the exciting part. You've experienced it. You've gained wisdom with the Buddha here. You've learned a lot. And there's something about the Empress here where you are going to win over this energy using the power of creativity. Whoops. Maybe some of you are going to shake the table, right? Or pull the rug from under someone's feet or something, which is the popping here. How are you going to do that? Because there's something about the feet here. Pulling the rug from under someone, perhaps that means pulling the ground that someone is standing on. That's the creativity that you will be using. I definitely feel this is what this reading is saying because of how the table just moved. So it's the foundation, shaking the foundation, it seems. And that's about to happen right now. So how are you going to be creative with that particular energy of shaking the ground? Yeah, because it is the ground, because the Empress is fertility. The ground is fertile. It's the yin energy, it's the fertility. So it's definitely shaking the ground. Look at the earth here, shaking the ground. So how are you going to shake the ground? That's where the key here, what you're learning, realizing, that's what's fated. How are you going to shake the ground? I'm starting to pick up here. Is up to you. It's going to be different from one person to the other. So it means that this other person is standing on a power and you're just learning to make them pay for it. And it's not like you're malicious and you want someone to pay for it, but as in forever tying them to not being able to succeed with whatever they're doing. So you're forever learning how to tie that energy in its place and not allow it to hurt you, because if it does, it will get punished. And you're doing it by learning what they're standing on, what their ground is. It's not like fighting up there where they want you to fight. This is where they're strongest. You're shifting your attention to looking down where they're standing. And you're like, okay, so I'm not winning that war. Why don't I shake things up from the bottom? Pull the rug. So how are you about, what's wrong with the ground? The table keeps moving. So how are you about to shift things and shake the ground? 6 of Pentacles with compromise. I just heard in my mind, as above, so below, because we were just talking about you're not playing the up, you're playing the down. There's something about maybe they have the upper hand in the up, but you have the upper hand in the below. That's crazy to think about. Let me reflect on what we just channeled here. What does that mean? Because the reason I channeled this is because of the equal powers, the 6 of Pentacles, the balance, finding the equal power. Maybe you can't play the up game, but you can play the low game. Low as in like not going low in terms of your moral standards. I mean, going down where you are at, and that's where your power is. So, for example, a good example of that, if we think of a company, you know how sometimes it is the people who most people overlook that actually hold the power. Like, for example, the personal assistant of the CEO. This personal assistant, they have strong power, while others may go maybe what is it, ignorant, to go, oh, I just want to talk to the managerial people, those who get to know the personal assistant. That's just like an example, and form like are humble, and they're not looking at positions, they're looking at real human being, real human connections. They find that the personal assistant has the key to speaking to the CEO, for example. That's like everyone knows that, but I'm just trying to give you an example, an obvious example that would lead you to connecting with the CEO. Or, for example, not looking at the higher up hierarchy, like sometimes the key to making great sales is connecting with the security of the bill, if they would talk to you, of course. But I'm just giving an example. So let's say you don't have to like find all the connect with the major decision makers at the top of the hierarchy, but sometimes a simple sweet connection with the security, who a lot of people may even like egotistically overlook. They might be connect you right away, same thing. And that's the opportunity. So the way you are gonna figure this out, which seems to be in, you've got many options here, although Seven of Wands, but the bubbles here and the stepping, you've got many options to shake the ground, and you're learning not to play it up, but to looking at a more like to start where you're at uh, in the imbalance of the situation, because where you're at, maybe they're up here now using this malicious energy. Where you are gives you more groundedness actually, and you can shake their ground. It looks like that is with the time, that is the time where you're going to do that. There's something about the archer and planning ahead, binding your time. There's something here where it's fated. There's something here that is talking about how it's fated that you're going to transmute this energy by getting a realization and a huge understanding in how to stand your ground and not play the malicious game, but doing it intelligently. And that you're going to learn how to do that by doing something where you're at, finding the power where you are, and not wishing you had the power that they had. It's like, oh, if only I had this power. Realizing that you have power where you're at. It just requires time and effort, planning ahead intelligently. You're gonna outsmart this. No, I don't want to say this person, because it now feels like energy. Outsmarting this energy once and for all. You will learn automatically not to be threatened by this form of power, because you're finding your balance. You're finding your balance. You're doing it through love. That means a higher vibration. You're doing it through a higher vibration. And it almost feels like you're learning that nothing is outside you. And so this means that wherever you are at as a soul, you've learned to find the real power within. It's grounded within you. wherever you're at, you're going to be able to shake the ground intelligently. Forever, end of pain with the Ten of Swords. It's a rebirth. Your soul is growing and transcending this reality. You're never going to experience it again because you will have a soul memory in how to deal with this energy. And the reading is really so brilliant in how it's teaching you, or maybe it's just your energy now, and we're picking up this energy, which I believe is actually what's going on. We're picking up on the energy you're entering. So, have you reached this realization, or are you about to reach this realization, my dear pile number 2? And what are you realizing? Like, let's get more details on that. So, you've got the Ace of Cups, going with the flow. Oh, okay, I'm starting to understand something here with the Ace of Cups, going with the flow. We're seeing someone going with the current, and the water is emotions, right? So there's something about being grounded. Okay, so it first starts with finding your balance, finding, not going against your emotions, but accepting your emotions. So that's the first thing I'm seeing. There's something about emotional healing here with the Ace of Cups. And there's something about you're no longer pushing the pain, but allowing, like you're not acting as a dam and preventing the emotions from passing through. You're like, yeah, go ahead, go through. If there's a surge of emotions now, that's fine. Let it be. You're not going or anything like that. It's like, oh, these are emotions. Let them be. You're not standing in their way. That's the first thing I'm seeing. Perhaps it is your guidance to be able to not like shake the ground, right? Finding your own emotional stability first. So it starts with your emotions, being stable emotionally, and allowing anger, fear, whatever, to just be without, engaging with it, allowing the surge to be and not blocking it. And by interacting with it and going, or just allowing it to be and standing your ground as it goes through, just to be stable as it goes through. Once you react, you're not allowing it to go through, because now you're interacting it, further blocking it and making it bigger within you. But if you stand still, experiencing the emotions without reacting, allowing, you know how they say, for example, with anger, don't write that email when you're angry. You're reacting to it, right? You're interacting with it. Allow the anger to be, right? Allow the rage to be, sit with it. And when you're calm, you'll find your groundedness to now take your rights back calmly, intelligently, right? And similarly with any other emotion, fear, anger, shame, whatever it is, envy, whatever it is, you just let it be. Let it take its course, its due course, without interacting with it, just sitting with it. So that's the first thing I'm seeing here. Emotional maturity, it seems. Wow. Then you've got the King of Wands with the Creator. So if I were to look at the grand scheme of things, I would say it looks like perhaps you've gone through a long journey of experiencing your emotions, shedding the tears, feeling these emotions. And it looks like soon, as these emotions are released from you, you're cutting the karma or something, you'll be able to be in touch with your power. And when you're in touch with your power, it really doesn't matter where you are, up or down in the hierarchy. These are just details for the untrained eye, because as per the Akashic records here, or the bigger knowledge, you have your power no matter what situation you're in. It's all an illusion. And the most important thing actually does resonate with this. It's all about and not choosing to suffer. It's something you learn, not choosing to suffer. It's not the real world, this, that, and the other. So, without getting into details, I digress. All I'm trying to say is that it looks like it's prophesied that you are you're going through, it seems, experiencing your emotions, whether it doesn't have to be from this lifetime only, perhaps from many lifetimes or many betrayals in this lifetime. There's something about the universe giving you the time, or you giving yourself the time to experience all of these emotions, so that all of it, no matter how massive it is, all this inundation of emotions, allowing it to go through you and just experiencing it. That's the key here, experiencing it and sitting with it. Do you see? Sitting with it, just like a Buddha. Because once all of this roar comes in, at some point, it starts getting quiet again, and it goes, hmm, and it's clear. And through that quietness, you find your power. And then, oh, I forgot. I guess it's meant to be exactly here. You find your balance. Then you find your balance. As above, so below is what I've channeled here. And so you're not going to be playing this game where someone says something, so you're triggered and you respond to them. Here, the game is groundedness. Oh, the cards and how they explained it. Here, it's through groundedness. And when you are in that energy, do you see the cards are showing it's an energy? When you are in that energy of groundedness, when you're in that energy of groundedness, that's when you're in touch with the creator, the source of all power. In that balance, no matter what reality you are, story you are in, who's in power, who's in control, it doesn't matter the story. Because when you are in touch with that power, nothing, no matter how much someone thinks they can make you suffer, nothing, that nobody can do anything. That is getting in touch with source power. Nothing can do anything. And that's why it's important to get in touch with this power, no matter what suffering situation you are in, to allow these emotions to sit with it. That's the key. Not interact with it by going, oh, that's painful, oh, that's this. Don't give it keys, just sit with it in the faith and in the knowing that when you do, you actually get in touch with this power. Now you have equal power, and nobody, nothing can beat you. And that's a profound learning and energy to connect to here, my dear pal number 2. I love this for you. My goodness, you're ready. It's fated. So as a soul, you're ready to figure this out and be eternally in touch with this power where nothing can beat you. Wow, I love this for you. That's what's prophesied here. Let's continue to see how you're going to do that. Laziness. You see the idea. No matter what's breaking and dangerous and could hurt you, right? All of the broken glass, this person is sitting in fulfillment with the 9 of Cups, being fully emotionally fulfilled. And so it shows the yin and the yang with the black and the white tiles, that this is the reality. There will always be yin and yang. There will always be good things in the situation that you're in and things that are, let's say, scary or unfavorable. And you can always choose to stay in your emotional fulfillment, in your happiness, in your higher vibration, no matter what's going on. That is what will truly shield you with the umbrella here from all of it. Wow. And so how you reach that, I guess this is the different way. How you find this groundedness, I guess there are many ways. And if we look actually at the Empress card, it does talk about a lot of ways. So the Empress card is creativity. Maybe you're transmuting this energy through finding a creative passion that allows you to go through all of this grounded, right? Like you channel, you transmute. That's why art, for example, is great, because you sit with it and you are just coloring and using that creative energy to transmute that energy. Dancing, meditation is another path. For example, these are just examples, you don't have to take them, but I'm just trying to show you what I'm seeing. So through also motherhood, sometimes you learn as you teach. Do you know that? As you're guiding others, you tap into that energy yourself and heal. So that's another Empress energy. Um, oh, good food. Some people's path is through healthy living, eating good food, and getting sunlight, healing through the moon, and all of that, all the rituals, right? Health. Empress wealth. Some of you will use your wealth to get in touch with the best that Earth has to offer. That's another Empress energy, right? Like you are able to afford the best therapist, the best food, the best of what life has to offer. That's don't let anyone shame you with that. So some people shame others. You've got, the universe gave you something, use it. That's what's shameful, not using what you have, right? Anything else? Oh, Empress also is intuition. So maybe some of you are going to be using it, finding that groundedness, using energy. Yeah, we did talk about meditation here, energy, healing through light, and all of that. Yeah. So all I'm trying to say is that you will find this groundedness and experience this energy in different ways. Maybe you're going to choose to tap into all of them, or to you're going to pick one way. It doesn't matter which way you pick. What matters is that you stick to it. You know, just like Confucius says, it doesn't matter. I have a bookmark. Where did I put my bookmark? I love it so much that I have the bookmark. It doesn't matter what path you take. I don't know where I put this bookmark in the morning, not wasting your reading time. It doesn't matter what path you take. What matters is that when you take one, you go with all of your heart. And so it doesn't matter. Two Buddhas here. Yeah, it reminds me of Confucius for sure. That higher intelligence of, it doesn't really matter what option you take. I believe is your guidance here to go through this healing. Like, don't be debilitated by all of the options that you have. Maybe you have all of these options. What matters is that when you do take a path, stick to it, because it will be you standing on this higher plateau and allows you to overcome all of these challenges. And so you were trying to win it on the outside, you're really going to win it on the inside, because once you tap into that power, nothing can beat you. You're finding this balance, and the balance is the integration of the light and the shadow. You will never be perplexed with that energy again. It's like you're figuring it out on the inside. Now you know how to find your calm, your center. And oh my God, the two decks that I have right in front of me are two girls just sitting, putting their hands on their heart or their body and just sitting with it. Hold on, let me show you. Look, it's crazy the synchronicity, but I like looked at these and I was like, whoa. You see, just sitting with it, putting your hands, just sitting and finding your internal power. That's the sacred medicine. That's the dream song. Amazing. So, yeah, you're beating this energy forever by cutting ties with this karma, meaning releasing from your soul, it seems, from your story, this energy by experiencing it once and for all, sitting with it, finding your power. Once you're in touch with that power, no type of power, jealous person, person who wants to take control, all of the things that are done in the weaker end, not in the stronger end where the roots are. Nothing ever, no matter what it is, can ever betray you or hurt you ever again. That is what's fated here. And you still have two more cards. So let's see what you have to finish off the message of this reading. And maybe they want to talk about time. How long is this taking? Because it's unfolding, it's ready to unfold now. So let's see what these two cards are saying in terms of that. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? King of Cups with healing, and this is an extra card in this deck with Master. Is this not like mind-blowing? So it looks like simply that you are going, as you're healing, King of Cups, Ace of Cups, from the Ace to the King, you're sitting with it and you're finding that power, the solar plexus. You're finding automatically that power because this is who you are. It's like taking all the clouds away to find your power, exactly how this card is describing it. And that's the ultimate wisdom. That's the ultimate figuring it out. You don't have to play there and go tit for tat, tit for tat, or anything like that. It's really finding the power within, because once you're in that power, it doesn't matter. You're unaffected. And that is your ultimate power. Nothing will ever be able to hurt you or ever betray you again. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see as prophesied about you that is ready to unfold now. And I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at what prophecy about you is ready to unfold. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, of course, as always, you'll find that I list them below for you guys down in the description box. But, oh, there's a split here. Do you see that? Which makes me want to take that card. So we've got 2 stories here. Right. Very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the... Oh, whoa, thanks. The woman, huh? Okay. So your crystal is the beautiful Jade. Your significator card is card number 32. Oh, thanks. Poseidon. Okay. I mean, your cards are ready. It's really interesting. They're very clear. Your significator card is card number 32. It is Indulge the Whimsy. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, even your tarot cards are ready. Wow. Then in that case, the signs for this pile are Cancer, Virgo, Aries, as well as Libra. Oh my God, talk about your cards being ready. We have a card upside, like upright. This is crazy. Okay, I mean, your decks are in this reading are jumpy. They're showing themselves. It is crazy. Okay, I get it. I guess we know what your cards are. My goodness, so cool. So did I get to say the zodiac signs? I can't remember now. I thought of so many things at the same time. So your signs are Cancer, Virgo, Aries, and Libra. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. All right, let's get into this. If you didn't already know as well, this is the chosen pile by Spirit in the introduction. So very interested to see what this prophecy is. We've got Poseidon right off the bat. And the card talks about Poseidon. It says, God of the sea, inventor and god of horses, father of Theseus, the legendary golden ram. And both Bellerophon, I believe is how it's pronounced, Bellerophon, and Pegasus, brother of Zeus, Hera, Hestia, and Demeter, as well as Hades. He could be truculent, stormy, vain, capricious, inconsistent, restless, cruel, and unfathomable as the ocean he commanded. But he could be loyal and grateful too. Like other gods, he was greedy for admiration and offerings, and he exhibited urgent bodily lust, deep spiritual love, and every feeling in between. He wielded a massive 3-pronged trident, as you can see, which could stir up tidal waves, whirlpools, and even earthquakes. Now look at the water here. And that's like a soft version of it, right? All right. And even earthquakes. He built Troy's walls with Apollo, then sent a sea monster to devour its princess when the king renegated on payment. His Roman equivalent was Neptune. Wow, superpower here for sure. The power of emotion, maybe, in this pile. Let's see. But you do have the woman, right? So could be the power of emotion, and what kind of power that could give you, leaning into your feminine energy. I don't know, just an observation. Let's see. So you've got the Enneagram, the woman, under the category of character, and the keywords are consultant, partner, lover, wife, female, as well as companion. You've got the shepherd, celebration, as well as family. And you've got the story of Bujang Senang with the keywords rage, haunting, retribution. And you've got Seri Gumum. Wow, that's a lot of power there for sure. Wow. I mean, all this power. I'm really wondering what's going on. So we'll read this story, Seri Gumum, and the keywords are warning, disrespect, as well as consequences. Wow. Okay. Right, so you've got the King of Swords. A lot of swords. Page of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. King of Wands. Six of Cups. The balance. There's something about balance here. Because once something break, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So there's something about finding balance. Just like the egg, you want to find balance. You don't want to break something using a power that you have, because it could be delicate. Like your delicacy is also your power, and you don't want to break it because you may not be able to put it back again, or it's hard at least. So you want to find your balance, and I don't even know why you have that when we're taking a look at your prophecy, the prophecy about you that is ready to unfold, but just an observation that I'm seeing. And ooh, look at that, the Wheel of Fortune. Running through time. 12 o'clock, yeah. 12 is a big number in numerology, in esoteric numerology. At 12 zodiac signs, 12 hours, 12 months. It's a huge number. Let's see. Let's keep it here for now. And let's keep these here. We'll unfold them in due time. Let's see what's going on. I mean, what is the prophecy though? I think I'm like rushing trying to find the prophecy, perhaps we need to like first look at what the cards are telling us in order to get to that prophecy. So first things first, how about we start with the stories? I think they're going to be able to be a brilliant jumpstart to us like understanding the power, other than what I've picked up, the delicacy, the what you may see as delicate about you may be your power, and you want to incorporate it, something like that, just like the yin and the yang, and how in the, for example, a quick example, patriarchal society, they too egoistic to understand that there should be a unity between the feminine and the masculine. and and sometimes when you want to make a win, you understand just how much losses you incur by just getting that small win. And so sometimes here the secret lies in the feminine. To get to that emptiness, to get to the real power, is through the unity of the feminine and the masculine energies. So similarly, perhaps there's something delicate that you see as delicate about you, but it is your power. But again, I don't know what that has to do with the prophecy. Let's see. Seri Gamum. Seri Gamum. Let me find it quickly. Okay, so it's a Malaysian story, page 23. Right, so the story is when the Jakun tribe forgot their promise to keep wild lands undisturbed, the dragon Seri Gumum brought about a storm that flooded the land and turned it into a lake. The message of this card is clear: respect boundaries or face the consequences of your disrespect. Oh, interesting. When drawn, this card warns to seek consent before making significant changes that could impact the people around you. Work hard to be mindful of those around us and to treat the natural world with reverence and care. Yeah, you see, there's constantly something about taking something for granted, just like a delicate fountain, not understanding that its element is Poseidon, and that's when it's in wrath, it's going to go crazy, right? Flooding comes twice, if you haven't noticed. So, wow, was like a little bit of it looks pretty, but a lot of it is flooding. Do you see? And again, it's like the power of the feminine. One could think that, oh, it's you can take it for granted, for example, but if something breaks, it can never be recuperated that easily. Something breaks within them, right? So crazy, and balance is needed. And with the Wheel of Fortune, something is fated here, or destined. Something is destined or fated, yeah. But here, I think it's talking about the ever-changing wheel of destiny, changing destiny, actually, changing your destiny. Oh, okay. At least I have my finger on something when it comes to your prophecy. You're destined to change your destiny. Can one say that? It's fated for you to change your destiny. And it looks like you're living one form of life, and it's destined that you're going to change this life. The funny thing is, what you're not realizing is that it's prophesied that you are going to change your life and your fortune entirely to something amazing in a small amount of time. That's prophesied. There's a herald here. It's prophesied that you will be doing that in a very short span of time. The moment you master what's delicate about you, maybe it's something that you are overlooking, but with the King of Wands, it is your real power. It is what's going to make you find your balance and power. So if we look at Poseidon, the water, all the flooding here, maybe there's something about you that you deem as, maybe you're even judging it. Rage, haunting, retribution. Perhaps, I'm guessing here, there is something about you that you might deem as you're overlooking, maybe, just like the patriarchal society and the example I channeled in the beginning, how they're overlooking a half of their power, right? Like why is society functioning with half of the power? As humans evolve and understand that these are two equal powers that should be used, and it's so egotistical to go, oh, I win, oh, I win, and understanding is through unity, where there's real love and evolution and power and freedom and happiness, that they will let go of this silly, oh, this is better, this is better. So perhaps there's something about this is better, this is better, this is less than. There's something about you, maybe your sensitivity could be with all of the water here. Maybe this is talking about how it's prophesied that the moment you respect the sensitive part about you, or something regarding water about you that you deem as not important, that it is your power, that you will in a very short span of time change your destiny and your fortune. Because it looks to me like your masculine power here with the King of Swords, King of Wands, Page of Swords, the masculine power is strong in this pile. Like this pile has a lot of masculine energy, all the swords here, all the rage, all the so there's masculine power, thinking that this is the only real power, when there's another half. Without the other half, you're vulnerable. And perhaps without the other half being respected, this is why it is mistranslated as your sensitivity. And thus, you are guided in order to change your destiny, which is destined to happen, whether you take that decision now or ready, or later, you are ready to tap into that energy now. But because that means that you've learned a lot with the Page of Swords, and everything you've learned, it seems like you put it into one direction in your cupboard of power and never into the other. And the other seems to be the feminine, the woman, the feminine energy. And so everything you've learned, you put it to emphasize more what you're already strong in. Let's say you have two arms, right? Anyways, you have two arms. What I wanted to say, let's say you want to empower both. So let's say you're right-handed, so you just took off the cast. Now you need to exercise your arms again to be able to pick up things and so on, and do everything that you do normally with your hands. And so you learn things. Let's say your doctor teaches you things, or your therapist teaches you things. What is it called? Muscle therapy? I'm not sure. Movement therapy. So everything you learn, you're like, oh, I get it. And you keep doing it with your dominant hand. And you forget about the left hand. You're like, I just need to function. So I'm just going to work on my dominant hand. It's not important the other hand. It doesn't matter. It's not important the other hand now. And so everything you keep learning, you make your dominant hand stronger. Maybe that was good for some time, but moving forward, you've forgotten about this hand. So now you're not able to pick things up, carry things, and you only have half your power. You're playing favorites with your own self. And so one hand is moving and doing everything, and you feel like you're a winner, but really, why are you only functioning with half of your power? Perhaps you've already deemed this other hand as useless. It's burdensome to you, because you want to put all of your effort somewhere, so you're going to put it in your dominant hand. You've deemed it as taking time from you, wasting your time, as useless, as annoying, and so on and so forth. And so this has become a label, a bad label for you, and you're like, as long as I have this functioning, all's good. Not only do you realize how much you've been missing in life, um, until that other hand is functioning normally, and you're like, oh my god, the amount of, I can clap, I can hug, I can this, I can that, and I can carry my things. My god, I don't have to go 3 times to grab things. I can grab many things, and so on. I can hold the paper and draw, and so on. So there's mastery with the Eight of Pentacles in one energy, and the lack of another very equally important energy. And just like our let's call it evolving society that hasn't evolved at all yet, or no, not at all, but I mean not as we want or think we are at, there is still there is, of course, a huge movement. We've grown, we've come a long way, but there's lack of understanding. It's not a fight, but both are important. So in that way also, your reading is saying you shall, it's prophecy that you shall change your power and your fortune, not just your power, your fortune forever. Like the amount of blessings that come into your life, the experiences you can have, the wonderful things you can live that you're not living because you're not just training the other one, but you are also deeming it as, oh, it's sensitive, it could this, it could that. You're being unfair to it one way or the other, whether it's deeming it or ignoring it or whatever it is. Here you're disrespecting the other energy, and you're thus disrespecting yourself. Don't call it or judge it as something, but realize it is your power. And the more you start now balancing and giving more power to that other side of you, which is like, oh, it's my woo-woo side, or what else could society has deemed as less important? Woo-woo side. Oh, you're so emotional. Oh, don't, like, you don't have to waste your time making it pretty. A bag's a bag. You just put your things in it, or anything like that. What else? Like some people, they take how they look for granted, or their creative force and energy for granted, their sensitivity, which is the real power, for granted, the woman for granted, the role of motherhood or parenthood, for example, for granted. Following your heart and what you know is right, following your evolution, like knowing that that's not right, but society hasn't understood it, so you just do what society is doing, although you know you're doing the higher thing. The, let's say you've transcended that, you've understood more about that, and not following what society just wants you to do, but knowing that you are following your heart and your knowing. um, like things like, for example, society deems kind people as weak, when you know that you are powerful, and to not be ashamed of leaning into your kindness, just knowing how to use your masculine energy with it. That's just an example. Any other examples I can give here? Because ultimately, this is what leads to your evolution. It is through the cracks at the end of the day that the light enters. So I can go on and on. At the end of the day, all I can tell you is, where is it that where is it in your feminine energy side that you need to shepherd, that you need to allow free, like allow to roam, allow to be free with your guidance? Just as you've given the knowledge, practice what you know in your masculine energy, where can you give it to your feminine energy and allow it to express itself freely? Because if you, something about, if you stop disrespecting it, it will change your whole destiny. So how are you disrespecting your feminine energy, may I ask? Perhaps these cards would show us. How? In what way? Like how? In this pile. King of Cups. There's a lot of cards all of a sudden with the King of Cups and the Eight of Wands. You're leaving it to chance or something? Oh, and you've got the Ten of Swords. And it looks like fractured feminine, like maybe you've gone through something in life that really hurt you, so you've leaned more into your masculine energy and deemed the feminine as hurtful when you didn't know how to use with the King of Cups its power yet, the water again. You didn't know what kind of power this can give you, just like Poseidon. So yeah, I feel like this is actually talking about pain. So I could be right about the feminine being deemed as sensitive. Um, some of you could have blocked your emotions. You're not so in touch with your emotions anymore. Like you're like, no, I'm not gonna feel my emotions because that we know where that takes us. We're not gonna feel anything. So that could be something. You wanna use the learnings that you have towards your feminine energy as well, like allow yourself to express yourself, but just like the fountain here, it doesn't have to be this full rage, but you want to feel your emotions but also stand in your power at the same time, that balance. um yeah, there's something about a wound here, sort of ignoring your feminine energy and the sort of power it can give you because of a wound you've learned maybe a long time ago, that the feminine gives you a lot of pain. So you're like, yeah, I'm in my masculine, that's the right way. And while again, this is not a war, each one genuinely has something to offer that is strong. And so not one arm or the other, you want to use both. Okay, so how can you use both is the question we want for this pile. How can you create that balance that we are looking at to change your fate? Because the awesome thing here is something is ready. Something is ready, and it will allow you to change your fortune in minutes, dare I say. This is before 12, 10 minutes before 12, and this is 10 minutes after 12. So in minutes, you can change your whole fortune. I feel like you have mastered something before, perhaps your masculine energy, or you've learned a lot with the King of Swords and the Page of Swords. You're full of knowledge. You want to use that knowledge, shepherd, sorry, your feminine energy. How can you do that? That becomes the question, and it allows us to tap into that prophecy we're looking at. Nine of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Pages, learning. Okay, learning boundaries, really? Maybe, yeah, let's see. Let's see. There's a wall here at the end of the day. Five of Swords. Ooh, that's maybe your masculine energy of being ruthless here. The Magician. Oh, use the masculine energy to serve and lead the feminine energy to its fullest form in order for them both to play. You know how when you get great talent in your team, you can see the talent in their eyes and in their ideas and how brilliant they are. They just need to learn the structure and the information that you know. You take your time to train them, and then you see their brilliance and how they shine. And you're like, whoa, I knew it the second I looked at you. You know that? So there's something about your masculine energy protecting the feminine energy, this time allowing the feminine to come out and shine bright. And so both of these powers together changes energetically your fate right away. It's all energy at the end of the day. So indulge the whimsy. Perhaps you are guided to lean more into your playful self, into your humorous self, um, creative self, because that's more the real you, uh, while using your well-established masculine energy to set strong foundation, even being ruthless in case there's to protect your real authentic self, the how you feel, right? The emotions, how you feel. So caterpillar, you're ready to transform, you're ready to be a magical being, you're ready to experience your magical fate. So there's something about strong boundaries here and being ruthless. That is what will make your feminine energy thrive and be safe to thrive. Interesting reading. Okay, so set strong boundaries. So let's say, for example, you don't usually express your emotions. For example, you stepped out of this feminine energy and you're like, no, I'm not going to be telling people how I feel, what I like, what I think. No, maybe you tell people how you think, King of Swords. But you're not affected, right? Or you try not to be affected and you show people that no emotions there, for example, right? I'm not saying that's you. So in that case, your reading is saying, make sure you are use your masculine power by showing your confidence first with the Nine of Wands, being ruthless, like showing people that you can at any point cut off any sort of disrespect. That allows for you to express yourself freely, for your feminine to be free to come out and say, I don't know, I feel sad about that, if you know, or I didn't like that. It's sort of like saying express yourself freely, just with strength. That's the thing. Perhaps this is the oh, you know, that expression is not what you do, it's how you do it. It's exactly it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So let's say you're not happy with something. You don't want to go, you know, I'm not happy with that, for example. But you can go, I'm not happy with that. I mean, I hope you are, I want you to be happy, but I also want to be happy in this situation. So we need to figure out how we can create the right boundaries for you and for me so that we're both equally treated in this situation. How can we do that? And if there is disrespect, then you cut this person off. That's not the wise person to deal with. That's just an example of bringing the elements together. And that's just an example. I don't know how this is going to fit into your reading. I'm just trying to deliver the message that I'm seeing for you guys. In my opinion, this is guiding your feminine out again, because it's a real power that you're not using. The example of the left hand, for example. It's a real power. And if you unite these two energies, you literally change your fate. It is prophesied that you're going to live a very fortunate life. And it's going to be minutes away from the moment you herald the phase of allowing the feminine to come out. Because the brilliant thing about this pile is that you're so ready. If you just take a leap of faith and let the feminine out, you have all the learnings, you have all what it takes to properly lead it out and for it to shine bright as well. the magic will happen right away. It's almost like there is a very old wound here, remember? Very old wound here that happened so quickly that you didn't get the time to rationalize it or think about it. It's like it's not real, it's just unprocessed, maybe emotions. And so bringing out your feminine with power, which you can do, your reading is saying right away, you can do that, obviously, will herald a new phase of your life. Finally, the feminine energy comes out, the masculine and the feminine. Oof, that's life changing. See, the checkered floor, the light and the dark, the yin and the yang. Your whole fate changes in minutes. You might think this is crazy, but you rewrite your destiny. There's something about this pile of rewriting their destiny, the destiny that they have right now, into things like fountain of youth, fountain of wealth, just being abundant with the sort of energy that you want with the magician, the four elements, being abundant with health, being abundant with wealth, being abundant with love, being abundant with energy, being abundant with creativity, and so on. You name it. Being abundant with power, and so on. And so, just like family, give the safety for the feminine, and she will rise on her own. She just needs your safety. Set your boundaries, be strong, and don't be afraid to express her, is what the reading is saying. Allow her, and she will be able to express herself very well. Give her the space. Just hold the space for her to do that. She's there and ready. You have everything that it takes, power, knowledge, for her to rise. Let her rise. Let your feminine rise. What will happen when you let your feminine rise? The Ten of Wands. All of the karmic energies that are holding you down at the moment, that are the reason you are suffering through life, taking the longest, most arduous road, will end. You will drop all of that and you will experience real speed in everything, the four elements, in everything you are looking for. It is through the divine unity of your masculine and your feminine and your energy here. There's a lot of masculine to the dominant hand and forgetting about the other hand. And unlike the example that I gave you, that now you need to retrain the left hand, there's almost something like you've got so much knowledge that there's so much here that you don't know, you just haven't allowed it out. So in your case, this doesn't have a cast, but you just simply need to open it and allow it to show you what sort of things it can do. Yeah. So you're ready. I don't know how, but you are ready. So let's ask, how come you are so ready with a suppressed feminine? Three of Cups. Oh, I also see one here. Oh, Temperance. If you hear any noise in the background, that's just my dog sleeping. And you've got the Seven of Cups. Restful, maybe with my dog sleeping, maybe you want to rest or something. It will give you peace. I don't know. Page of Cups, which is a card of pets, by the way, also. So I think the sleeping noises right now is very significant in your reading. So what is it saying? Just like the mushroom with Alice, see, one bite from here allows her to grow, one bite from here allows her to go tiny again. And both are very important in her story because she can get through whatever environment she's in. And similarly, both powers are important. What's the point of growing and growing and growing if you are meant to go through a small door that will give you the fortune and the power, for example. It's nothing. Thinking that going bigger and bigger is the power, for example, is not wise, and the other way around. Because what you're actually looking for is beyond that door. You want to be able to use both to get into whatever door. Look at the doors. Be able to open whatever door. Choose. It's not one path anymore. There are many, and you're not going to be able to recognize them or open them without using both, right? Being able to use both, because you'll always be, if you have a hammer, you'll always be just looking for the nails. And so, why is it easier for the feminine? Was the question. I'll take into consideration the restful peace, what we just said, restful sleep, and all that. I'm seeing something about the two stemming from one original source. And it's not a choice, like choosing one or the other, but birthing a totally new creation with the two. There's the white queen, there's the red queen, and Alice is the new rising power, where she outsmarts the two as she learns. So the reason you're gonna do it right away, being able to just let your feminine rise right away, is when you follow the technique of allowing the stronger to guide the other, the stronger energy to allow the others to rise, a new creation is born. A new possibility is born. Holding space, see how Alice is holding space for the other to rise. And that's actually what's needed, to simply hold the space for the other to rise. So it's not just an advice like with you, but I think it's because you've learned so much and you've applied it in your masculine that's already strong. You can do that. You can apply this advice of holding the space for the other to rise. That's why you can hold the space for the other to ride, and the other to rise. The other is divine, and so it shall rise. It just needs the space to rise. As it rises, a new form of power is created, where it's not leaning on one or the other, but a new one where they're both homogeneous together. One is already strong but has been suppressed. The other is strong and you use. And so it's just a matter of bringing them together. You're capable, see, the answer to the question is you are capable of holding the space, fully capable of holding the space for the other to rise, is what I can answer looking at your cards. 7 of cards, you have that option. You have that options due to your learnings and the power you've already created. Perhaps you just don't realize that you can hold space for the other to rise. Your whole destiny and fortune will change in minutes. All the cards that are appearing in your reading. You're rewriting your whole story, your whole destiny. The cards are covered, or just showing aces. Yeah, ace of wands. All I'm trying to say is there is massive fortune for you in the cards, and it's almost like you just need to plug it in. You have the machine, you have the wall plug, and you just need to put it into the socket, and it's working. Yeah, hold space for your feminine energy to come out as authentic as it can, and it will surprise you with its beauty. Hold it by creating super strong boundaries for it to be able to form with the Page of Pentacles, form and express itself freely. It is prophesied that you will experience magic in your world. You're ready. Your pile is saying you are ready. And just like the sound of the dog sleeping, you want to do it calmly. You want to do it calmly. To do it calmly, you must show confidence and strength, as well as being ruthless. And ruthlessness in the right area, doing it with wisdom, is not a bad thing. Think about protecting your children. When there's danger, you have to be ruthless. You have to make sure that harm does not reach them, right? It's our job to protect our young people, our children. So there are things like Ruth, there's no such thing as bad or good, just like yin and yang. It's how we deal with it. Just like emotions are bad, ruthlessness on the other side, bad. No, it's not. It's when you use it, how you use it, um, like being ruthless in getting what you want. It doesn't mean you hurt others, it just means you're not going to stop at anything, right? And so use strong power and stop at nothing to give the safety for your feminine energy to rise, is really what I'm seeing. And you're fully capable here of doing that and setting this boundary. That this is what your cards are showing. You can change your fate right now. You can watch the magic right now, because it's that very energy that is actually weighing you down, making things very slow for you and unnecessarily hard. Yeah, just remember that everything is energy and things can shift in seconds for you the moment you decide to apply this advice, which your reading is saying you can fully do. And my dear pile number 3, thank you so much for tuning in. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.